Good evening, folks. This is Deb. So tonight we're going to have a little discussion about Gretchen Whitmer. So you all will remember I made a video about John Fetterman when he traveled to Mar-a-Lago to break bread with the big fascist pig. And I am equally as pissed off at Gretchen Whitmer for doing the same thing. Although she did not go to Mar-a-Lago, she literally went to the White House. She went as part of a bipartisan committee to discuss certain things, and I'm sure some of it was relative to the tariffs after last week's debacle, okay? But you know what? I'm sorry, folks. I have been a champion of Gretchen Whitmer for quite some time now, but I am roundly pissed off. And, you know, the bottom line is the litmus test for me is you simply don't treat this regime like it's normal. Nothing that's going on in the United States is normal, okay? And she should not have done it, and that's the way I feel about it. Now, let me make one thing clear. And I don't like to talk about 2028 because we still have to get through right now, right here, and another, I don't know, 4 years before we get there. If she's the last person standing is at the top of the ticket, I will vote for her because we have to get rid of the fascists or we're doomed. But I'm not sure that I'm going to vote for her in the primaries anymore. We'll have to see what happens between then and now. But there are other people rumored to be running that at this point, if the primaries were today, I would not be voting for her. I question her judgment. And I'm not done yet, so let me explain why. We are in a country right now where we have a president that has absolutely no respect for the rule of law at all, on any level. ICE agents are kidnapping people off the streets and deporting them to violent, horrible prisons without evidence of any wrongdoing or any due process. We have a regime where the GOP House and Senate is literally full-on fascist and rubber stamping everything that Donald Trump wants done. We have a man who, speaking of the tariffs, literally gamed the marketplace last week and then was caught on video bragging with all the billionaires in his office about how much money he made them. The two biggest winners were Elon Musk, Donald Trump's special government employee, and Mark Zuckerberg. And Donald Trump himself made over $900 million on that debacle. The American people, on the other hand, they're terrified about their 401ks and their retirement. We have a guy who is literally targeting one of the smallest populations in the country and is trying to wipe them out. In the transgender community, we have a sitting president who is trying to take food out of the mouths of the children in Maine because Janet Mills, the governor of Maine, is standing up to him on transgender children being able to play sports. Janet Mills is doing what Gretchen Whitmer should be doing. Instead, Gretchen Whitmer goes to Washington, gets caught in the Oval Office while he's signing executive orders, and is trying to cover her face with binders as if, what, we don't know she's there? Not long ago, the American people were pissed off that the Democrats weren't doing enough. Well, now they are. We have, Cory Booker, who broke the filibuster record, trying to draw attention to the fact that the Republicans are trying to steal our food stamps, our Medicare, our Medicaid, our Social Security. We have Chris Murphy of Connecticut doing a bus tour to Republican strongholds because their legislators won't even talk to them. Tim Walz is doing the same thing. We have AOC and Bernie Sanders on the Defeat the Oligarchs tour. They're out on the West Coast this week. We have Democrats fighting back now the way they should be fighting back. And we have Gretchen Whitmer breaking with that, thinking that she can play footsie with a fascist and get anywhere. He's not going to help anybody that's a Democrat. He's going to use them. And you know what? Maybe that is what happened. Maybe she was set up, but maybe Gretchen Whitmer should have known that. She's supposedly an intelligent woman. This is a woman who, by the way, was nearly kidnapped during Trump's first term by his followers because she dared to make the people of her state wear masks. Did she forget that? Did she forget the fact that he called 10,000 thugs down to Washington, D.C. on January 6, 2021 to try to overthrow the government so that he could stay in power? Is she forgetting that he has turned Elon Musk, his flying monkey, a one-man wrecking ball, loose on every single department of our government in an effort to steal from the people so that we can do, we can have enough money to do a $4.5 trillion tax cut to the richest 1% in this country? Is she forgetting all of that? Or is she just putting that aside and thinking that she can deal with this guy like she's dealing with John McCain, or maybe even a George W. Bush? Donald Trump is a fascist. He's a dictator. He's a man who is selling out our allies. Okay? He's sold out the Ukraine. He's trying to take Gaza so he can develop it for his own benefit. He's threatening Greenland. He's threatening Panama. He's threatening Canada. And instead of aligning himself with our NATO allies, he's aligning himself with Vladimir Putin. The only people who help Vladimir Putin are traitors. No, folks. No. No sitting Democratic elected official should be consorting with Donald Trump. This is go time. This is fight time. This is not a regime that we negotiate with. This is a man we fight. So I post this on Facebook, and I post it in a group that I admin. It's not my group. And last night, I'm sitting there in my chair watching TV, and I see a post on my post saying, please take this post down. Gretchen Whitmer's been a loyal Democrat. Well, no, she hasn't. No, she hasn't. Not as of right now. Maybe before what she did this Wednesday. And you know what? I'm sorry if I don't feel sympathy for the fact that she may have been played by Donald Trump. Because by now, after 10 years of watching this guy, she should know what and who she's dealing with. I will talk to you all later.